I'm sure after solving questions, you may have realized one thing. PMP is not that easy, as Amer is trying to make. Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true. There is no doubt into that. But when you do root cause analysis, the things become very, very interesting. Root cause analysis will take time. It will take time. Krishna, it time don't care about like exam has two part. First part is solving the question. Second part is getting it within the time. You don't have to worry about the time as of now. The reason being, time management I will take care of later on. Okay, that's not a problem. For now, the main problem is to getting the question right, understanding it in a better way. That is the most important thing for now. Okay, time management will cover later on. Gee, after going through the topics, do you have any question that you would like to ask before we start solving question answers? I want to clarify that. If you have any question, please feel free to ask. Gee, anyone has any question they would like to ask? And do message in the group that class has started. Ramesh, I am making you go. Okay, as people are coming, add them. Yes, you too. And also, oh, awesome, your internet is better today. I'm very happy to see that. With also making it. So guys, PMP exam time management is very important. But now I'm telling you, as of today, I have 150 PMP in this year. Now you know that I showed you the poster. Okay. But you don't worry about the time management. We'll take care of the time management as a second part. What to do about the time management if you cannot understand the question? If you cannot solve those questions, what is the purpose of that time management? Right? So time is more than enough for the exam. Now you don't have to worry about that. Okay. Right now, focus on solving the question. Take your time. Even it takes 3-4 minutes, that's okay. Especially the topics that we are gonna cover day one, day two, day. These topics are so important that if we take a little bit more time, that's fine. That's perfectly fine. Acha ji. So I'll share my 7-step formula with you guys. Okay, that I recommend to solve question answers. I actually have written a book on it. Okay, a 17 pages booklet, which I give for free. For you guys, everything is free. Remember this thing. This is the benefit of joining my program. Whatever I do, whatever I make now or later on, I'll give it to you free. Right? Like I am writing a new book based on my course on pathway to PMP. So I put one day that that booklet of Agile is being ready. One of my student from Kerala, she messaged me, "Sir, will I get it?" Said, "Of course, you are my student forever. Whenever I write something regarding PMP, that will be very specific. PMP, you will get it." Acha ji, let's go with the 7-step formula and let's take it from there on. You will get it if you want. I will share this booklet with you. Everything I'm going to show, you will get it. So don't ask this thing that we will get it or not. Achha, first I need to rub this thing. How much time we have in the exam? Can someone put in the chat box? How much time we have in the exam? Can someone put in the chat?
180.
That is the number of questions. Time, bhai. Time. How much time we have in the exam to solve 180 questions?
130 minutes.
230 minutes.
230 minutes. 230 minutes. You get 230 minutes to solve 180 questions. More than enough time. More than enough. Okay. So this is the most important thing. Read the question slowly. Slow down. Slow down. When you slow down, your brain starts working better. So slow down. When you slow down, you will understand the context of the question, what the question is actually asking, what the question is saying. Okay, slow down. Please slow down. Okay. If the question is more than 3 liner, read the last line first. If it is more than 3 liner, read the last line first. Mostly the last line is what should the project be next and things like that. Okay. Identify the keywords. One of the reason I am asking you to do the root cause analysis, by doing the root cause analysis, you identify the keywords that you have missed while reading the question, right? You identify the keywords that you missed while going to the question answers. Then we discussed what happens in initiation, planning, execution, monitoring, and control and closing. See where are you in the questions. When you are solving the question, try to identify are they in the initiation phase, planning, execution, monitoring and control, or closing. Okay. Try to understand where are you in the question. Then life cycle. What are the 4 life cycle we have? Somebody can put in the chat box. Yes, Asim, I will give you a high level list of keywords. Guys, few things I will Asim always I get, can I get that mind map? Can I get the keywords? Why don't you do your own? Because that way I can give you the keywords and I will give it to you. But the best thing is that root cause analysis. Okay. Root cause analysis will those things. Okay. Achha. Then understand the role. What are you doing in that question? And the most you don't do anything. You don't do anything. And you just follow this step, this alone step. That is more important. That's why I'm writing it in red. Elimination technique. Elimination technique. Justify each option, why it is right or why it is wrong. Yes, we have these 4 life cycles. And of course, after that, the root cause analysis. Acha, then I explain that read the last line first, identify the questions. Mostly last line have this, what should the project manager do next? What should the project manager have done? How it can be avoided? Issue has occurred, risk has occurred. Okay, what is the best way to do that? Which plan you are going to, which document you are going to update, things like that. Okay, these are most of the time as the last line. These are some of the keywords, Asim, you were asking. Risk has occurred, issue has occurred, unidentified event has occurred, stakeholder has been added, you want to communicate, project has started, cancelled, deliverable is accepted, rejected, you are new, an old project manager has left, team member is not understanding, things are not working as planned. So these are some of the keywords. Change has been asked, requested, approved, and things like that. Identify which process group you are. These are all the things that we need to look into that. G, this is the 7-step formula. The most important step is elimination technique. If I put this 7-step formula into 3-step formula, this will be the 3 things. Slow down, read the last line first, use elimination technique. I said that I spent a lot of time today. For last 40 minutes I was spending, there were like 140 slides of the agile topic which we are going to discuss. I was like trying to eliminate slides, and finally my goal was to make it 100. I'm very happy at the end. I'm exactly ended 100 slides. For that, yeah, I had to copy some slide onto this, but I made it 100 slides. This is what I want to do, simplify 7-step into 3-step. What are the 3 steps? Slow down, read the last line. Elimination. Thank you, Zahid. Acha ji. Let's solve the question answers. Okay. Yesterday we did communication questions or stakeholders. Put in the chat box. We will do the question answers according to that. Good. Guys, put in the chat box. Yeah, stakeholders. We need to do. Okay. Current slide. Okay. So I will ask one person to basically solve the question answers. Okay. This is important. Okay. Guys, when you want, no, we did not solve the questions of stakeholders, Srinivas. We did for communication. These were the topics, Nida, we did. I am asking the last 5 questions actually. All of you are right. Acha. Who will solve the question? Amer Saab, today I'm saying you for the first time. Good to see you. So unmute yourself. From Amer to Amer, let's solve the question. Ji Amer, solve this question. Amer, please unmute yourself and read the question.
Okay. At what stage of the project do stakeholders have the greatest ability to influence a project? At project start.
Yes.
And C.
Justify. And what was the most important thing? What was the most important thing? Elimination technique. Justify why this is the right answer and all other options are wrong.
Basically, sir, influence is the keyword,
Mhm.
and anybody can put an influence, not at the start time,
Mhm.
at the end.
Mhm.
So, at my knowledge, we can eliminate these two options,
Mhm. Mhm. Okay.
and then we have only two options.
Mhm.
And during execution means project is everything is done, planning
Mhm.
and stakeholder list is completed,
Mhm.
and the last option, which is, in my point of view, is three.
Hmm. Acha ji. Okay, Amin, let's talk about this thing. So, while you were joining the program, Atif and Zia was trying to convince you, right, to join this
Right.
program. When did you had greatest influence for this program? When you haven't paid me?
Yeah, because I
You,
try.
you tried, like
Yeah.
at that time, you had the greatest influence. The client, the stakeholder has a greater influence. They don't join. What is that? What is that thing? Start of the project. In any project, unless the client hasn't even started the project, they don't lose anything, right? They don't. But even if they have spent a $1, their influence changed it. Yes, they have influence throughout the project. Yes, to that. But you did identify one keyword, but you missed one another keyword. This is greatest. The question is not asking when they have the influence, the greatest. So greatest mean at a certain point. So C option is automatically eliminated as a first thing because throughout the project cannot be greatest, right?
Right.
Okay. And at the start of the project, they can actually end the project. So at the start of the project is the right answer. Clear?
Clear.
So guys, try to slow down your brain. Try to understand the questions, what the question is trying to ask. Then try to work into that. Then you will be able to solve the question. Yes, Ibad.
Throughout the project means the when you're starting the planning, executions, and each and everything. The life cycle throughout the life cycle means everything is involved now.
Yes,
So
everything is involved. Everything is involved, but the question is
stakeholders,
asking greatest. When the word greatest means it is asking for one particular time. If the question was, if the question was, when does the stakeholder have influence? That is throughout the project. But this one keyword changed the entire game. The greatest mean at a particular second, at a particular minute, at a particular time. When does they have a greatest influence?
but he is starting the project, influence is ready for.
Yes, that is a maximum influence. Okay, they can they don't sign the project charter. End of story. Yes, Krishna, all the questions are tricky. That is the purpose of PMP, na? That is the purpose of PMP. Okay, okay, Bad, let's solve the next question. You solve the next question. Krishna, you will solve after this the next question.
Which data representation technique is used during the plan stakeholder engagement process to visually depict the current versus desired engagement level for each stakeholders? Stakeholder register, power interest grid, communication strategies, stakeholder engagement, assessment metrics. The keyword is stakeholder engagement process, plan stakeholder engagement process, and the answer is communication strategy. C.
G, answer.
Answer is communication strategy.
What is the question? What is the question asking there?
Plan stakeholder engagement process. Basically, asking the plan, the when stakeholder engagement process to usually
That
they
is not the
depict the
question.
current versus.
Give me the specific thing about where is the keyword, what the question is actually asking you.
Data representation techniques.
Hmm? Yes.
Right.
Okay. Okay. So which one?
Stakeholder engagement assessment metric basically.
Hmm.
This matrix gauge the stakeholders.
What is stakeholder engagement metrics?
These metrics are different metrics and like
No, there is no
stakeholder.
different metrics. There is one stakeholder engagement matrix. What is that? What is that matrix? What is that matrix? Tell me.
No idea, sir.
There was no, you should have idea. That is the most important tool in PMP. The stakeholder engagement metric is the one which check what is the current engagement level of the stakeholder, how much are you engaged, and what is the desired engagement level. Did you read that or not?
Yeah.
So what is that?
Today, I unfortunately I am not reading the.
No. I'm not asking unfortunately or fortunately. You were in the class yesterday.
Yes.
You reviewed
Yes.
you did not review. That's a second topic. Okay, you were in the class. We discussed that tool. That was clear to you. I asked in the morning right now that any question you did not said I did not understand stakeholder engagement matrix. So you should know. This is for everyone. I'm not talking to Ibad. This is for everyone. That is why I keep on asking you, do you have any question? Do you have any question? So all of you, please, this is a very important tool. Okay, well, not an issue. That's okay thing, no problem. Okay, so this is the start of the game. So data representation technique that is used, which shows the current engagement and desired engagement. Stakeholder register is not a technique and it does not shows current versus desired. The power interest graph shows power into interest. It is showing power interest, so it does not shows current and desired. Okay, communication strategy, no. D is the right answer for you. So here you need to make a lesson and register doing the root cause analysis and put it there, in which it must be written that stakeholder engagement matrix shows what is the current engagement and desired engagement. Thus, you need to slow down. You need to understand the context of the question, what the question is asking, and solve the question accordingly. Right? This is very important. Solve the question accordingly. The questions are not hard if you follow my 7-step formula, if you try to understand the context of question. But you need to understand this thing. You need to have an open mind, try to learn what is being asked in that question. Right? Krishna, let's play.
Yes, sir.
Let's play.
Question number 3. Which of the following is a tool
Last
and
line.
technique?
Try to read the last line. Okay. And the question is more than 3-liner. Try to read like from there. You can look at to resolve the conflict from there. You can read like this. Okay.
Support the work of the project and to resolve conflict within the team or with stakeholder.
Okay. Now read the question.
Which of the following is a tool and technique used during the managed stakeholder engagement process to achieve support or agreement that supports the work of the project
Mm-hmm.
and to resolve conflicts within the team or with stakeholders?
Mm-hmm.
So, uh,
Acha, one more thing, Krishna or and everyone. One thing that I just shared last week to my old students. When you read the question, try to read the question in that way that you are trying to explain someone else. Okay. So
okay,
try to, is Diksha here today? Or she did not join yet? Here. So try to read the question in a way that you are trying to explain it to third person. Okay. So what did you learn? What did you read from this question? What would you say? What the question is trying to say you? What is the problem here?
so here question is like stakeholder engagement process. We are in that stage, and
And and
and there is conflicts between
good,
within the team with the
good,
stakeholder.
good,
So
good.
we have to like solve the problem.
Hmm.
So which type of we tools or techniques going to use to
Hmm.
solve this
Hmm.
thing?
Hmm.
So there are four options: negotiation, political awareness,
Hmm.
cultural awareness, observation, and conversations.
Hmm.
So here talking about tools and technique.
Hmm.
So political awareness and cultural awareness, it's part of EEF.
Hmm.
So it's not. So negotiation would be not there because we are not going to do that technique use because it used for something where we can like we are trying to some negotiate.
Hmm.
So observation and conversation would be not may might be there.
Hmm.
Political awareness is not there because it's not part of the stakeholder engagement process.
Hmm.
So we have only two options left: cultural awareness and observation and conversations.
Hmm.
So now we need to know which part is there, like uh, as we know that storming norming, on which part we are on.
Hmm. Did we discuss storming norming yesterday?
No, sir.
So why you are trying to solve things which we haven't discussed? This question will be solved from the topic that we have discussed.
Okay, sir.
Nothing more. Krishna, let me ask you one thing. What is political awareness? Political
Political,
awareness, I did explain it is in the communication and stakeholder topic. Understanding the political
yeah,
dynamics of the
sir.
organization, who is above, who is below, things like that, that's come under political awareness. Culture awareness is understanding the culture, in which culture you are, that thing. What is the problem in the question, guys? What is the problem? Krishna, you said that we use negotiation for something. You cannot explain for something. We use negotiation to end the conflict. There's a conflict. What is the
Yes,
purpose?
sir.
What is the purpose of negotiation? Like you said, it's not negotiation. We use negotiation for something, and that something in your mind was to handle a conflict. And that
Yeah,
is the
sir.
question. And that is the question. With
So
one
that
with one keyword, how do you handle conflict? By negotiating. But everyone is saying by talking to each other, working with that. The other big word for that is negotiation. That's how you handle conflict. Talks.
yes, sir.
We talk to each other, and that's how the conflicts should be solved, right?
Sir, I was thinking about terms of like market,
So
like
that's
we
okay.
use.
That's okay. But
That is why I just eliminated that thing.
that is my point here, to understand the context of the question answers, what the question is asking you. right?
Yes, sir.
What the
Yes, sir.
question is asking you, understand the context of the question answers and work into that particular context. Okay? And work
Yes, sir.
like keywords. Uday, why it is not? Because negotiation is the best answer. Yesterday we discussed, yes, observation and conversation can be the answer. But how do you handle conflict? By negotiating. That is the exact term. We discussed it yesterday. There can be two answers, one right and 100% right. So negotiation is 100% right. Right? How do we handle, how do we solve
Yes,
any
sir.
conflict? Okay. Uday, let's solve the next question. Uday, unmute yourself.
Yes, sir.
G. Solve the next question.
Okay. Which of the following activities should the team not engage in while completing stakeholder analysis? Due to the recent merger, your company has increased its headcount by 25%. The influx of new individuals make the process of stakeholder identification and analysis more difficult. Individuals make the process. Okay. Which of the following activities should team not engage in while completing stakeholder analysis? Okay. And the first option is classifying the stakeholder to define an approach strategy, analyzing the communication requirements of the stakeholders, and third one is identifying the potential impact each stakeholder could generate, and fourth option is identifying all potential project stakeholders. Should team not engage? So my answer for this one would be option C, because at this moment we are looking at, first of all, trying to identify the stakeholders, because that is the problem that the organization is facing, and the option C exactly looks at identifying the potential impact of the stakeholder, whereas the first step of identification is what we should look at it. As this question is saying that you should not engage in, which is the keyword here. So I would go with option C.
Okay, now this is, you did a very good job, and that is you identify this thing, right?
Yeah.
You went slowly and you identify this thing. But which of the following active teams should not engage in completing stakeholder analysis? You identify the stakeholder, that is stakeholder
Yes.
analysis.
Yes.
You classify them up or downward.
Yes.
You identify their impact. The communication requirement comes later on. If you remember yesterday's sequence, identification, classification, prioritization, stakeholder register, then engagement level, current and desired. You make engagement strategy, make engagement plan, then comes the communication.
Okay.
Okay, then comes the communication. Things you did very good, and I'm really proud of you. You went through every option, but this is the part you missed. That's okay. That's very good.
Okay.
Okay, that's very good. Very well done.
Okay, sir.
So, guys,
Okay, sir. Thank you.
It is just like any skill. Okay, I know. I assume most of you know how to drive. So, how did you learn driving? I'm sure we have done at least one or two accidents, small or big. That's a different topic. Like we learned this clutch. If you learn through stick, so that's an entirely different thing. What we called manual cars, or if you learn through automatic, it was a painful experience. But slowly, it get better. Same will happen here. Just few question, but root cause analysis. If you don't do root cause analysis, you will keep circling. You will keep circling. Understand the context of the question, review the answers, but spend some time. I said it yesterday. If you do 50 questions or 40 questions and it takes 1 hour, that's a normal thing. Doing the root cause of those questions, it should take minimum 2 to 4 hours. It can take more, not less. It is supposed to do that. It is supposed to do that. No one was able, not even a single student who yesterday attended the class is able to do even one or two, even two topics with the root cause analysis. I know that that's not possible. That's why our class is divided into two parts, 3 days, then 5 days break, then the 3 days. Right? So that you do root cause analysis by them. Do whatever you can. Okay, but follow the sequence. Fundamental topic, question answers, root cause analysis. Don't do this communication question till you do fundamental, because you will learn things in the root cause analysis there. Don't do the stakeholder to questions till you do that. Then don't do communication question till you are done with the root cause of the previous topic. Am I clear into that? It's very important. It is very important that we do and we work into that thing. Okay. This is a key for the exam. Let's have a last question. Who wants to solve the question? Any volunteer?
Can I?
If no, you have already solved the question about. Ji, who would like to solve the question? Okay. Burhan raised the hand first. Ali, I'll give you next time. Burhan, go ahead. Ji.
Question number 5. Which of the following best describe the scope of what he trying to achieve? So this is the last part of the question. Okay, which of the following best describe the scope of what he is trying to achieve? Okay, now I will read the question. A project manager is known across the organization for his skills and competency, which he manages his projects. On his current project, you have observed that he spends significant time in communication with the key stakeholders on the status and results of the key issues, as well as project status, conflicts, and risks. So, which of the following best describe the scope of what he is trying to achieve? Number one option, planning, risk, response. Okay. Here we have to identify the best scope of the what he is trying to achieve, and it is mentioned here. Observe he spent significant time in communication with the key stakeholders. Okay, managing stakeholder engagement, planning resources, controlling communications. So since the part A and option A and option C belong to the planning part, but the question is more related on the execution part, because it is mentioned here significant time in communication with key stakeholders for the status and the results. So option B will be there, managing stakeholder engagement to achieve the results, because he will try to shift the stakeholders from unaware or resistant to the you can say like current state to the desired state.
So your final answer will be?
B.
Very well done. Very well done. So guys, this is the procedures I recommend. It took time. It took more than 70 seconds, but we were discussing in the, that's okay. For now, that is perfectly fine. The question length was long. He took his time. He understood the question, the context of the question, what the question is asking. He went through step by step methodologically. He went through each and everything, and slowly he went through all the things and he solved the question. This was the important thing to look into that. These are the 5 question answers I wanted to work with you so that you can understand how to solve the question. So this is an important thing to follow methodologically, step by step, solve the question answers. Ji baat. Yes, baat. Yes, baat. I cannot hear you. But I'm unable to hear you. Ji Avais, go ahead.
My question was that during the exam,
But please wait now. Yes, Avais, go ahead.
In the exam, we do we have the any kind of tool we can highlight the main points of the question?
Yes, you can highlight in the exam. Just like I'm using mouse or pen to highlight. You can use that. But for now, focus on solving the question answers. The highlighter, you can use it. Yes, Ibad, go ahead.
In the last question, we see the communication gap between the stakeholders and the project manager with this communication gap with this stakeholder. No? So the communication gap now.
But you are not reading but what is happening with you, because you solved the question with me. You are not reading the context of the question. You are just trying to identify, and this happens with a lot of students. You just identify one word and you think this is the. You are missing the entire crust. The question is asking on his current project, You have observed he spent time in communication with stakeholder, status, and he's working with them. What he is doing,
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
not planning, he's not controlling
Exactly.
communication. Understand first, he's not. There are 5 process group which we just discussed yesterday. In initiation, we initiate that thing. In planning, we make a plan of something. In execution, we execute the work. In monitoring and control, we compare something. If the question sent that he is comparing the plans, what we have done and what we are doing right now, then it would have been monitor communication or control communication. Here he is doing something. So the answer would, without any question, would be something where you are managing communication or managing stakeholder. You don't have managing stakeholder here. This is controlling communication. Let's eliminate these two. So we are left with these two. It's not managed communication, it's control communication. So this is actually managing the thing, working on that. So that's why it is B option. Is it clear?
Okay, clear.
Yeah. Okay. Managing the team closely. So this is very important for all of you guys. You're just starting your journey of PMP. Don't read one word. Read the entire question. Understand the context of the question. What the question is asking. Okay. What the question is asking, and never assume anything. G, anyone has any question before we start the agile topic? So today goal is to do agile, team, and risk. Let's see.